great. Nice to see you too.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi,
How are
Penny. How are
you?
you? Good,
Good,
thanks. How are
thank
you?
you. Great, thank you. If everyone too is able to turn on their cameras as the session starts, that'll be great. Hey, Bella, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good, thank you. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I hope you've been well and had a good weekend.
I did, thank you. I did.
Very.
If you haven't already, be great to book in your one-to-one sessions. I think whilst we're waiting for everyone, we can just do a little vibe check. So how's everyone feeling today on a scale of 1 to 5? 5 being meh, no, 1 being meh, 5 being great. How
Mhm.
are you guys feeling?
Solid 8.
8, that's good. That's over the charts.
I just had some food and some snacks, so I feel like a bit energized right now. Maybe it will dip, but in the beginning it's usually a bit higher.
Oh, that's good. That's a high number. Hi, Anissa. We're just doing vibe checks, asking each other how we're feeling from a vibe of 1 to 5.
Um, I think like 5, 6-ish, because I'm doing this straight after work, so I'm a bit tired, but yeah.
Oh, so okay, how we've done this, girl, is 1 is more meh, 5 is great.
I'd say probably more towards the 6-ish.
Okay.
In terms of, are you referring to like energy wise or just in
Yeah,
general?
just how you're feeling.
Oh, like personally, I'd say like 8, 9, but tiredness level
I feel like you're using your own chart, your own metric.
sorry.
Because I was like,
I I think
I was
too
like,
much sometimes, or I think I
no, that's all right. That's all right. Hi, Natalie, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
That's good. We were just going around saying how we're feeling from 1 to 5, 1 being meh and 5 being good.
5.
Oh, that's good.
I have ice cream. I'm good.
That's good. What about you, Jennifer?
I'd say solid 4. A bit tired after work, but
But
yeah,
four's still quite solid.
still quite good.
Okay.
Like it's Monday, so I've got a lot of energy now. So
Okay.
yeah.
We
I've
love that.
realized you said 1 to 5 and not 1 to. So no wonder everyone looks so confused. I had 1 to 10.
That's why I was like, oh, she's probably has her own metrics, but that's
Oh
fine.
no, sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Hey guys, good to see you guys. If you can, just before we start, if you can turn on your cameras, that would be great, just so we can all see each other, and it'll be a great way for us all to interact as well. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Stuart. Good to see you. What's your rating 1 to 5?
5.
That's good.
5, 5.
That's good. That's high. That's good.
What's yours?
What's mine? Do you know, I think I'll give myself a solid 3. It's not, but I think I'm a 3 in the sense of I feel like my body's still getting over whatever I had. But I'm a
Hmm.
5 in that it's Monday. So I'm
Yes.
full of the most energy today.
Hmm. I enjoyed the weekends too much that I had to get into it quickly for Monday.
No, I hear it. But
In the
sometimes
morning.
having a great weekend just makes everything
Yeah.
feel good. Hey,
Hmm.
Damien. Hey, Denny. How are you guys doing?
Hey, I'm doing great.
That's good.
All right.
That's good. Good to see you guys. We'll just give it 1 more minute to let everyone come through who are in the waiting room. How are you all doing? Thank you for joining. As you join, please have your cameras on and ensure that your names are renamed to your name as well, so we know who's talking. Okay. I think we have a few more people just joining from the waiting room, so I'll just give it 2 more minutes as everyone
Some
joins.
people that's just coming in.
Hi guys, as you're joining, how are we doing? Please let's make sure we have our cameras on.
Please put your full names in, please. So I can identify who you are to mark you in.
Yes, please. Okay. Just give it one more minute and we'll go ahead. And if you haven't already, please book in your one-to-one sessions. They started last week, and so we don't want you to miss any. So please book them in as soon as well. Okay, great. A few more people are joining, but we can just go ahead and start. Hi guys, hope we are doing well today. We have a few 4s across the board, 5s across the board. We've even had 8. Some people are off the chart. So I'm glad you're all feeling well. I'm glad you're all doing well today. So today's session is on identifying your target audience. And so our objectives are as following. So in this session, we'll define the problem your business is trying to solve. So you'll be able to identify your target audience and their pain points. You'll create a marketing persona as well. So in this session, we'll have everyone create a marketing persona for their businesses. And for those of you who've already identified your target audience, this session will help you identify if you're looking for your audience in the right place. And it'll also help you clearly communicate who your target audience is and their pain points. So as you all know that by the end of this program, you all have the opportunity to pitch. And one of the biggest things about your pitch is being able to communicate your business, being able to communicate your target point, your target audience, why you're doing it. So essentially the problem you're trying to solve and how you'll do that. So even if you feel like you know your audience and you have created your persona, also see this session as a way to allow you to brush up on how well you communicate that. Ideally, you should be able to do this in 1 to 2 sentences. So that's what we look to get done today as well. If you can all just give me a thumbs up to show that you guys understand the objectives of today, that would be good. I want to see thumbs up across the board. Thank you. I'm seeing them come in. So as I said, by the end of this session, you should know exactly who your business is solving a problem for, essentially. So let's start with an icebreaker. So when you think of your ideal customer, what comes to mind? So you guys can use the chat function. It could be a 1 word, it could be a sentence. When you think of your ideal target audience for your business, what comes to mind? I'm hoping to see the chat being spammed at the moment. So what comes to mind when you think of your target audience? Jamie, you might have to elaborate on that. Cash to burn. Okay. I'm seeing a few things come in. So I'll just pick out a few and just so you guys can speak a bit more about what that means. So Jamie, you said cash to burn. What do you mean by that?
I guess it was a bit of tongue in cheek, but ideally a customer who's willing to buy to spend rather than just sort of window shop, I guess.
Great, thank you for that. And I can see here that Gift, you have said specific people who needs your product. What do you mean by that?
Okay, like the people your products are, let me say you're making you're cooking a food, like some people are vegetarian while some people are non-veg. So maybe if you have to specify whether it's halal or not. So you should make room for maybe for vegetarians and non-vegetarians. So if you're making for like with meats, you should know that your target audience are people that are non-vegetarians, kind of, yeah.
Okay, so being specific on the needs. Okay, thank you for that. And I can see here, Anissa, you said they keep subscribing / on regular basis long term. What do you mean by that?
So they don't just buy your product or subscribe to a certain product one time, they're like you're able to retain that customer, so they keep subscribing. So you've got a loyal customer base, so they keep coming back to you.
Great, thank you for that. Ginny, you said disposable income. What do you mean by that?
So they have money, besides their bills and every other thing, they have money to spend on a monthly basis, especially people that care about maintenance, self-care and everything. So people that have money to spend on hair, nails, everything beauty related.
Great, thank you for that. Bethlehem, you said people who don't like the taste of alcohol.
Yes, so my product basically is the honey wine, and it's aimed at, well, I guess anyone else can have it, but it's mainly targeted for people who don't like the taste of alcohol because you can't really taste it in the product.
Great, thank you for that. Janine, you said people who have a phone for my app. Do you want to elaborate a bit more?
You need a phone to have an app. That's it.
Literally. Okay, thank you for that. Jennifer, you said someone who is into fashion wants to look different, chic, without making loads of effort by looking on Pinterest for rare finds.
Yeah, I think sometimes when I want to wear something that's really nice, and I look on the normal like sites like ASOS, I never find anything that really pulls out to me. So I think just bringing the nice things that you see on Pinterest, if you're like really into fashion, and just making it more mainstream so that regular girls can find it and buy it. I think that's what I want to kind of bring across.
Great. Thank you so much, guys, for your responses. That is really helpful. And as I said, hold on to those thoughts, because we will be using that a lot within today's sessions, just thinking about your ideal target audience and how best you communicate that to everybody else. So on our next slide is, if it will move. Okay, oh, I've gone too quick. Okay, so the importance of identifying your target audience. So I guess a question I'll now pose to you guys is, why does knowing your target audience matter? So you guys can just utilize the raising your hand function to raise your hand and give me a response. And if I don't get any raised hands, I'll just go for the person I see first. So yes, why does knowing your audience matter? Any takers? Anissa, go ahead.
I guess it's because they can either make or break your business. So if you're looking into the wrong area or the wrong target audience, you're going to think, oh, why is no one buying? And that will likely cause your business to fail. So it's really important identifying your niche or your target audience, so you've got the right people buying from your business, which will then help with like revenue and etc. So yeah.
Great, thank you. That's a great response. And I can see Bridget's hands up. Bridget, would you like to go ahead?
Yeah, so also to kind of target your market audience. So whenever you're thinking about marketing and trying to get your product or service out there, you know where to go to market the product. So for example, you wouldn't advertise a nail artist in a barbershop because that's not where the target audience will be going. So yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. I can see Gift's hand up. Go ahead, Gift.
So in business, like not everyone is your customer. In as much as you might be selling something that everybody might need, but there are some specific people that you're meant to focus on, because with those people, you're going to want make sales, make profits, also improve on your work. And why does knowing your audience matter? So knowing them will help you to make profit, improve better. Like you know that, oh, what you're doing it well, and it boosts also your confidence in your audience. Like when you advertise your product and people request for it, so you kind of check, who are these people that are advertising, who are these people that need my thing. So you focus more on those people, and those ones that are also buying, you look for a way that they can also be incorporated. For example, I'm selling a female wear. a male can also be my target audience because he might have a sister, he might have a wife, he might have a girlfriend. So I can also target them by giving them prompts that can entice them as well.
Great. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that gift. Bethlehem, I can see your hand up.
I feel like most people have kind of touched on it, but it's just easier to market to people that are already interested or looking for something. And it reduces the amount of resources you're wasting. So like you're spending less and, example with like targeted ads, it's much easier to focus on the actual people that you want instead of doing it for a whole range of people and hoping that, someone might, come across and see it. And it also lets people who aren't as interested, like kind of notice the people that are, I don't know if this is going to make sense, but when there's like hype around a certain product for like a certain group, other people who aren't really interested will kind of notice that it's very popular within that niche and kind of also be more interested in kind of looking into your brand and, giving it a chance as well.
Great. Thank you so much for that. And I'll just take two more. I can see Natalie's hand up.
Yeah, I think it also helps just to even creating your brand, for example, whatever you're doing. If your target audience is over the age of even like 40, you wouldn't use specific language in your brand voice and tone anymore because you don't want to kind of alienate them, and chances are they won't even like or understand what you're saying anymore. So knowing your audience actually makes your product and changes it the way you market it. But even what the product potentially is, if it's just for young people, you want to know that it's actually useful to them rather than, well, not being of use, and essentially having the value for your audience rather than going outside of it.
Great. Thank you so much for that. And last but not least, I'll go with Bella.
A lot of the things have been said, but one example I'd like to say is actually one of my friends. She sells online fitness courses for women with PCOS, and that's a very specific audience. And imagine if you sold this online course to like everyone, you'd probably be doing nothing, right? Because you can't target everyone. And so having a very specific understanding of, for example, she's a woman herself, and specifically with women with PCOS, and so the difficulties that they face. And so let's say you have this fitness program targeted at them, they're more likely to resonate, they're more likely to relate and trust you and therefore buy from you. And then that's one thing is you're able to target them better, but also as a founder, you're more likely to spend less time focusing on other audiences because you understand your audience so much more, and then you focus on one thing at a time, like one audience at a time. One thing was mentioned around wasting resources, absolutely, because you're going to be wasting less resources when you know that one niche that you're targeting and it actually works. So you validate that audience, and then you can see what you can build from that. But you focus on one audience at a time. At least that's my friend's experience, but something I've learned from her.
Great. Thank you so much. Thanks, guys, for your responses. You all said all of your contributions were great. I'll just read out two that was sent in the chat as well. So Obed said to ensure your marketing strategy is personalized to engage the right community of people. Anissa said also when competing with similar products out there, can quickly identify your USP and why your product is better. That is also great. Thank you so much, guys. And so very much a lot of what you guys have said, I put into the next slide. So as it was said, it saves you money. Your marketing is targeted at the people that will buy from you. It allows you to do targeting marketed. So you know what words and images and platforms resonate the most with your audience. It improves your product and service because when you are then building your service or your product, it's to meet the specific needs of your audience. And also it allows you to build loyal customers. You know, customers are more likely to continue with you or stay when they feel like you understand their needs and that you've been quite specific with outlining them as well. And just a catchphrase here, if you try to sell to everyone, you reach no one. So knowing your niche is important. And as Bella just said, I think Anissa, sorry, in the chat, knowing your business target audience also allows you to identify your USP, which is essentially what makes your business stand out. And also going back to the pitch, it's important that you know your business's USP, what makes your business stand out. And oftentimes things that contribute to that are things like your target audience and the problem that you are trying to solve that they also deal with as well. So our next part will be going into an individual task. So as I said, in this, as part of the objectives of today, is to be able to clearly communicate the problem your business is solving. And so we will go into, you guys will go into a session now where we'll all mute and you'll identify what the problem your business is trying to solve. So essentially within 2 sentences, 3 at most, you can use this prompt that says, my business helps who? So who does your business help? Think about their age, their demographic, their gender, to solve what problem. What problem is your business trying to solve and how? And as I said, we want it no more than 2 to 3 sentences. Make it clear, make it concise. I'll give you 3 minutes. So the time right now is 6:17. So you have till 6:20. Wow, maths. You have until 6:20, and when time's up, we'll come back, we'll reconvene, and we'll share with each other. If you all understand that, just give me a thumbs up to indicate that you know what's happening next. Great. So I'll just mute for 3 minutes. And remember, guys, the more specific you are, the better. You have, I'll just give it a few more seconds, guys. Right, this and 9. Okay, great. If we can all come back in, that will be great. Hopefully that was enough time for you to be able to express who your business is who your business is helping, what problem it's solving, and how. So again, with a raise of hands, if anyone would like to share their sentence or 2 with the group, that would be great. I'll let you guys volunteer first of all before I just pick who I see first. Great, I can see Run's hand up. So we can start with Run, who, yeah, if you'd like to just read us the sentence that you created.
So my company is called Wellbeing Through Wealth. So Wellbeing Through Wealth helps people gain control, clarity, and confidence around money, essentially bridging the gap between financial management and mental health.
Great. Thank you for that. Giovanni, if you would just be able to help me call out the names because I may miss some. I can see Vivian's hand up as well.
Yep. Vivian's hand is up and Beth's hand is up as well.
Okay, so we can start with Vivian. Go ahead.
So what I wrote was my business helps STEM tutors, and it solves the fact tutors and teachers private tutors who have skills but have low social media charisma to market themselves, but also has a lot of things to offer by providing video intros, feedback loops from recruiters, and matching scores and verifications of their qualifications.
Great, thank you for that. Bethlehem, would you like to go ahead?
So I have another option, but I think this is the one I'm going to stick with, which is the not liking the taste of alcohol. So my business helps people who don't like the taste of alcohol by offering a sweet wine which doesn't scrunch up your face when you drink it.
Great, thank you for that.
Welcome.
Gia, can you let me know who else's hand is raised, please?
Those are the ones that had their hands up. Oh, Michelle has her hand up now.
Great, Michelle, go ahead.
Sure, yeah. So I put down my business helps busy, high-performing Gen Z women replace their vices like caffeine and nicotine with naturally sourced plant-based highs that don't have a dramatic crash.
Great, thank you so much for that. Anybody else? Don't be shy, guys. I will just pick as well. I have a list of everyone on here.
Don't let Kemi choose.
I can go ahead and then perhaps you can choose someone else, Kemi.
Go ahead.
Awesome. So, my business helps small marketing agencies and software as a service or SaaS founders with 20 people in the company solve their sales pipeline and training gaps by conducting a 7-day sales audit.
Great, thank you for that.
No problem.
I can see Anissa's hand up.
So my business helps people with different lifestyles find phone cases that match their daily routines and needs. It solves a problem of generic one-size-fits-all phone accessories by offering functional design that is design-driven cases that is tailored to specific lifestyle, and each case will blend style, practicality, and purpose, making it a lifestyle essential.
Great, thank you so much for that, Anise. I'll take two more. Any takers? Any takers? Okay, so I can see Sarah. I haven't heard from Sarah today. You'd like to go?
Hey, can you hear me? Sorry, my headphones are a bit dodgy.
It's okay, we can hear you.
So my business helps health conscious or fitness minded people who want to do specific fitness activities but struggle to find partners to do them with. So it connects them with nearby people who have the same interest or lifestyle and schedule, making it easier to build genuine connections with like-minded people.
All finished?
Great.
Come on, you can't sit on the toilet.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sarah. And I'll just take one more, and I can see India. Is she here? No. Okay.
Nadia's left something in the chat.
Okay.
But she said she can't come with me as she's in a quiet room, but she says her business helps Muslims solve their lack of variety halal food by making alternatives using halal ingredients.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I've just seen that India has tonsillitis. I'm so sorry. I hope you get better soon. Okay, so thanks, guys. So that was just a good exercise to have you thinking about who your target audience is, the problem you're solving, and how your business solves that. I know a lot of you guys already know this, but I think it's a great exercise to just have you guys condense it in a way where you can say it in 10 seconds and it's clear and everyone understands what it is your business is doing and who it's targeted at. So the next activity will be you'll be going into breakout rooms. So Gio will allocate everyone into breakout rooms and essentially you'll go into greater detail. So you will think, so the target audience that you are able to identify, you'll go into greater detail to now understand their frustrations. So what is it that frustrates them? What are their desires? So what are the things that they would like to have, but there's a barrier to? So what hinders them from having or doing these things? And in the group, each person will explain what this is, and you'll be able to feedback to one another. And the feedback is just a great way for you to understand how well you communicate these pain points to other people who aren't essentially in your head about what your business is about. And it's a good way to have you think about whether you need to reword how you explain these things or whether you need to be more specific. But this exercise will just have you thinking more about their pain points and how well you communicate that out. So as you can see here, we have 15 minutes. So the time is currently, I don't even know where the time's gone. Gio, can you help me with the time, please?
6:27.
So the time is currently 6:27. So let's say we have about we have until, let's say, 6:42, and Gio will break you all up in groups, and you can then come back into the room and feedback what this exercise has taught you and how it's helped you in better communicating these things as well. So you guys should all be going into breakout rooms now. Is it going?
And I'm sending them to all to breakout room. Why is it not? Hold on.
Can you all see the breakout rooms come up?
Said in progress on my screen, but then disappeared.
Okay.
Hold on. Some odd reason it's not.
Okay.
Okay, I'm trying to assign everyone. Okay.
Is that happening now, guys?
No, not for me.
It's for me.
Okay.
Now it's working.
Okay, great.
It's not working for me.
Me as well, I think.
Okay, if you just bear with, I think it's
not working for me as
taking
well.
a while because I can see some people moving.
Trying to get everyone to.
Yeah, just give it 2 minutes. I think it's, so from what I can see, everyone's been assigned now.
It's making me manually do it for some silly reason. Never usually does this. Sorry about this, guys.
Yes.
They should all now be in the
Okay, guys, you should all be assigned to a room now.
So everyone inside a breakout room.
Everyone should be.
Yeah, everyone apart from EJCP.
I've assigned them to room 4. I've assigned them to room 4.
Might be a bit too big.
For some reason it made me do it manually when usually it does it automatically.
So who is EJCP?
I don't know. I've asked them to change their name, but they haven't changed it. Ah, it's Elijah. Okay, Elijah, are you able to just change your name to your actual name, please?
And also, Elijah, you should have received a notification asking asking you to go ahead and join the group that you've been assigned. Please let us know if you've been able to see it. If you haven't, also let us know.
You're on your main account. Ah, okay, you're in room 5. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, your actual thing. Okay. I will assign that one to room 5 then. You know how to do the thing to get everybody back in once it's time, right?
Yeah, just close all the rooms.
Yeah. Close all the rooms.
Giovanni.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, select one. I think some people are in a group by themselves.
Really?
Who's in a group by themselves? On my screen, I can see everybody's inside a
Yeah,
room.
same.
Okay, yeah, I just got the updates. Okay.
I think it's just one person's note taker that's in here.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna jump.
All right, so then now we just float around.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do now.
Yeah, Gio, have the worksheet link ready as well, because that's what's coming up next.
Cool. Put it in front of me. Cool. Yeah, I have it in front of me.
But if I join, can I come back out? Would it throw me off?
Yeah, no, you can come back out. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, you'll be able to come back out. These indigos in one of them, so to let me join.
Giovanni, assign me into any of the groups.
I've put you in room 2, but it says not joined. Which I'll move you to like room. Let me just move you to room 5.
Okay.
It should be room 5 now.
Welcome, welcome, guys. Hey, guys, is everyone back in? Oh, I think people are just finishing off. Welcome, welcome, guys. Yeah, everyone will be back in the next 2 seconds. Not 2 seconds, like 20 seconds.
Who not?
Welcome back, guys. Just waiting on a few more people to come out of their rooms. Breakout room 1 is not trying to leave. Welcome, guys. Are we all back? How are we all doing?
Kemi, I was wondering if we can get 5 more minutes.
5 more minutes?
Yeah, to get a chance to.
What room was that?
So
in our room as well.
Yeah, a couple of them were still
Can
in
we
the
also
midst of
have 5 more
discussing.
minutes?
Yeah, some of us didn't get
They were
to
still in the midst of discussion.
So you all want to have a room back. Okay. I'll give you guys 5 more minutes. I'll open up all the rooms back. And I guess for some of you guys that have finished your discussion, I guess you can just speak a bit more about how you really intend to do this. So break it down a bit more. So I've opened up the rooms. Oh, I can see some people are still in here. Jamie, Run.
Their room, they should be assigned to their room.
I think they have. Maybe perhaps they just haven't joined, which is fine. Oh no, I can see them in their rooms. Well, I can see Run in her room.
Yes, I can see it. I think it's just Jamie, right? It's just Jamie at the moment.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, I had a delivery, but I'll join the break room.
No
problem, no
worries.
problem.
I accidentally left the meeting when I closed all the rooms.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's why your name went back to Business Launchpad. I was thinking, oh,
Ah, sit back there. Let me change it. Mhm. Welcome back, guys. Just waiting for everyone to join. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's room 1 again. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Just waiting for the last few to join in the next 10 seconds, because that's when the room will automatically close for everyone. Great. Welcome back, guys. So I'm guessing great conversations went on. I know there were 6 breakout rooms, so it'll be good to have maybe just one person from each group kind of explain how that session was for you guys in terms of being able to communicate these things, as well as the kind of feedback that was being shared as well. So anyone can go ahead and share what's happening in their room. I can see Michelle, so maybe you can share what's happening in your group.
Sure, yeah. So yeah, everyone kind of went around and shared their their answers. Some of the people in the group had had a lot of questions, and so we kind of went around in a circle and we kind of crowdsourced the ideas and like kind of shared ideas from like various brands we've seen, and like just kind of exchanged knowledge that way, which is great. I think there was like a clothing brand, a jewelry brand, which is great, a mental health app, and then mine, which is a supplements brand. And so, yeah, overall, it was really great. I don't know if I can go through and share everybody's like answers, but yeah, it was great.
Great, thank you. Anybody else from the rooms that were in? They were in, so I can see Bethlehem.
Yeah, actually, I think it was really helpful for like our group. I got a lot of like advice for mine, with I guess kind of what I was struggling with, and for me it was there are basically health benefits to drinking honey wine, and I was kind of in a way about including that in my marketing, and the girls were really helpful, and actually I think they helped me figuring out my marketing of I guess how I would like to market my brand and who the different kind of audiences I can focus at. But they were very helpful, and I think the other girls can also agree. Like they also gained a lot from like discussing their ideas as well. Well, yeah, and their frustration, the customer. Yeah. Anyways.
Great, thank you for that. I can see Angel. If your group hasn't gone, would you like to discuss what we're smoking about in your group?
We discussed that already.
Okay, so we've had someone.
Michelle spoke, but just to add on to that, we were just kind of like discussing what we feel like each of our different businesses could do to thrive and make sure that our target audience understands what we're trying to get across and what makes each of our businesses unique.
Great, thank you. I can see your hand up, Bella.
Yes, we had a really productive session, I'd say. We followed a 3-step structure. We spoke about what each of us do. So I was with Charitha, Bouncy Castles, founder of Bouncy Castles, and then Mary, natural hair and skin brand, and then Sarah, social connection app, focusing on fitness. And then so we discussed what we did, shared our responses to the questions, and then had a really nice discussion and feedback. And so what I found as frustrations, for example, in my sales business is with marketing companies, they have lots of leads that they generate from like marketing campaigns, from email newsletters, but they don't have any consistent sales process. And they usually don't have a way of closing these leads, so actually turning it into signed contract and revenue and profit for the business. And so that's where I come in, right? And the desires is moving them across the sales cycle from prospecting to closing, so signing the contract. helping them meet internal targets to make sure that they're covering their costs and that they're growing, especially if they're a smaller company. And then building those long-term relationship with clients, because with marketing agencies and software companies, they tend to have a longer sales cycle than B2C, with like 2 months, 2 to 6 months sales cycle, which is quite long. And then what hinders them from getting started? Budget was a big one, and not even just in sales, but also when I was speaking with Charitha, she was also mentioning like customers mention price all the time, and she mentioned something really well. And feel free to give your own spin to it, Charitha, but she was mentioning how when customers try to kind of negotiate lower prices, she stands by her price and she knows the value that she's providing, hence why she's doing that price. If they can get it cheaper elsewhere, then that's fine, but that's not her business. That's not how she does business, and she doesn't compromise for people who are getting it to as low as they can. So I think stand by a price, but also make sure you're delivering value for that. And I think that was one of my biggest takeaways from the session, especially from what I do, because it can be easily renegotiated because it's not a product, it's more of a service. And then next steps, how I'd like to implement it is going to networking events. This came up in my one-to-one with Obed, but I'd like to do more kind of intro calls or interviews with potential customers. Again, because I'm in the B2B space, it is much more difficult to actually get potential customers than in the B2C, where you can phone up your friend, for example, or someone that you met the other day at a brunch club, for example. So yeah, I mean, great discussions overall in our session.
Great. Thank you so much. I'll take a final hand. I can see Fatima's hand.
So in the breakout room that I was in, I think everybody communicated it really well. And I think like it was easy to see where the problems were. For example, I think it was Run. She was talking about like finances and mental health, and the job that I do, like I can see that that is a big issue. And also there were I can't remember people's names, but there were like other people in the group as well that like explained their business, and you can actually see that it's a real problem that exists today. So I think yeah, everybody in the group communicated their points really well, and I think yeah, the feedback was good as well.
Great. Thank you guys. Well done for doing that exercise. And I hope it's just helped you guys think a lot more about how best to communicate your pain points and how that informs who your audience is as well. So the next slide is essentially just a case study walkthrough. So this will be essentially Uber's version of them identifying their target audience, the problem statement, and the insight. So Uber has identified their audience as urban tech-savvy individuals, so who are aged 18 to 45, who value convenience and are looking for affordable transport. Their problem statement is that in many cities, taxis are hard to find, expensive, unreliable, and cash-based. And their insight, they found that people want something quick, easy, affordable, transports that they can trust and control from their phone. Just very quickly, how do you feel Uber was able to disrupt the market, considering there are so many taxi companies? You can go out a train station and there's taxis over there. We have black cabs. So why do you think Uber was able to disrupt the market in the way that they were? You can just raise your hands quickly. I can see Bethlehem. Go ahead.
I think they done it by offering like really cheap like cab like fares. Like I remember when Uber first came out, everyone was kind of sharing their Uber code, so everyone kind of knew about it. Everyone was able to get like really good discounts. I mean, the prices then are like nowhere near like the prices you get now. I remember you could get like a £5 cab, and you know, some people were just choosing to take Ubers over taking the bus. And I think that made it great in terms of like people talking about it and sharing it and kind of knowing about it. And then once people, I guess, found out about it and it became a lot more popular, that's when they decided to like increase the prices. And yeah, I guess that's what happened.
Great. Thank you for that. I can see Dunny's hand up. You can go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I would say that they understood who their ideal target audience was, and then obviously, like, is it Bethlehem? Can I say that? Is that your name? Sorry, I said it right. Okay, cool. Like you said, they started offering incentives. So I think with that, they were kind of doing their research to see how people reacted to it. So the more they done that, the more they saw that people jumped onto it. They were able to understand the people that were actually their target audience. So I think it probably would have aligned with their ideal target audience. So I would just say they kind of understood who they were after and who wanted their products, and then they just made it better as time went on.
Great. Thank you so much for that, Dunny. Ooh. Gift, if you'd like to go ahead as well, can see your hand raised.
Okay, yeah, I can say for the fact that they're tech savvy and people prioritize their security. So for the fact that you're able to track where you are, share your location with your loved ones and all that. So I believe that also gave them an advantage. Being young people, they like to, like, you're always on your phone. You can still be on the train. You haven't reached your destination, but you're able to book cab at your train station before you even alight. So I think that gave them an advantage.
Great. Thank you so much. And I'm just seeing in the chat, I'm seeing things like adverts. Janine said adverts. I'm seeing Nashi saying it's cheaper, faster, also gave job opportunities for those with a car. It also featured safety features, so live tracking on the journey. Bella said you don't need to own your own cabs based on apps and providing even more availability or flexibility for consumers. Payment is online and is able to cancel rides and get refunds. Nadia said they offered confidence in a whole new way. Before, you would need to call a cab company, and the black cabs were expensive and only available in central London. This system allowed customers to book cabs wherever you are, whenever, which was different. It also made customers more flexible with their plans. Yeah, and I agree. And I think when we look at, which we'll do further, when we look at just the very audience that Uber was targeting, they went with their pain problems and they ran with it. They weren't trying to be a brand for everybody, because if we think about it, in a way, Uber does exclude some people, such as people who are over the age of 45, who aren't so tech savvy. You still have people in this day and age that probably still carry around cab cards in their wallets. And I think Uber is just a prime example of knowing that it's okay to not have a brand that fits everyone, and that ultimately, if your brand really speaks to the audience it's speaking to, it can be successful. So I think we see that really well with Uber, and we see how they went the extra mile in disrupting the market further, because they were really focused on making sure that it really dealt with the problem of their target audience, in essence. So we've been going for over an hour now. So this is just time for you guys to have a little break. So the time currently is, I think my time keeps hiding.
7:05.
Thank you. The time currently is 7:05, so we can all come back at 7:10. So you can go to the toilet, get a drink, just stretch your legs, and we'll be back at 10 past. Hi guys. We can just be heading back in now. That would be great. And let me know you're back by turning on your cameras and giving me a thumbs up. Seeing the thumbs ups. Hi guys, welcome. If you can also just turn on your cameras again as well, that would be great. Welcome. I hope we are all feeling refreshed and ready to go. Welcome, welcome. Okay, great. So we'll just continue on. Great. Okay. So the next part of this workshop is essentially us going into a lot more depth about what a marketing persona is. But before we watch this video, can anyone tell me what a marketing persona is, or what they know a marketing persona to be? Feel free to just raise your hand and I'll allow you speak. Does anyone know? Go on, I can see Bethlehem's hand.
It's like a profile of like your ideal customer. So maybe like their job, like their age, a little bit about them, their like interests, their habits, their hobbies, maybe even where they live. And it's just like everything that you think that your ideal customer would have or would do will be.
Great. Thank you so much, Bethlehem. That is a great description of that. I will now share this video, which is a great snapshot of what it is.
What is a customer persona?
If you can all hear it, please
Some
just give
people may
me
call it
thumbs
digital
up.
persona, marketing persona, or buyer persona, which is more or less the same thing. A customer persona is a fictional representation of an ideal customer which has common traits with a group or groups of your existing customers. The customer persona will represent demographics such as age, gender, location, and occupation. It will also have information such as what he or she likes, dislikes, what they look forward to, and what they struggle with, commonly known as pain points. When you build your customer persona or personas, yes, you can have more than one, include shopping behaviors like where, when, and on which channels they shop on. A customer persona is more detailed than your target audience. For example, if you sell beauty products, your target audience might be women between the ages of 18 and 35, living in a certain location with a certain amount of income. A customer persona would break that down to young single girls in college, single working women, and maybe even married women. They all have different shopping behaviors, budget or money to spend on, and motivations to buy your product. So, with a customer persona, you can use different strategies to target them, such as influencers for younger women, different copywriting to make your product more relevant, and different social media platforms or groups to sell your product. There's more marketing strategies you can use with a customer persona. So if you haven't created one yet, do it now. Head to the digitalsalesman.com.my.
Great. Sorry about that. Okay, great. So hopefully you guys got a good overview of what a marketing persona is. So essentially it's a lot more in-depth version of what you know to be your target audience. And I like to describe it to people as sometimes you just have to get a bit weird in terms of how much you know your audience. So for example, knowing their spending habits, not just knowing, oh, they have money to spend, but no, they probably would spend X amount of money on this because they like how they look and they like to smell good. And so therefore, that's the kind of in-depth knowledge you want to have about your target audience, because as the video said, it allows you to really tailor your marketing strategy. It allows you to really know how to reach them, what kind of language gets them excited for, say, for example, again, someone who wants to sell, I don't know, like a luxury perfume, probably knows the use of luxury or the use of niche and exclusive will probably reach their audience because they know that's the kind of things that they like. So it's just going that bit further in terms of how well you know them. So based on the video we've just watched, reading this persona, based on the video you've just watched, reading this persona, do you think this is a good persona? And if so, explain out why. And if not, tell me why as well. So you can just use the chat as well. So if you think it's a good persona, put your a thumbs up. If you think it's not a good persona, put a thumbs down. Okay, so I'm seeing a thumbs up, seeing down. Okay, so I'm seeing quite a few, seeing a mixture. So I'll go with the first one. So Nadia, you put a thumbs up. Would you like to explain why it's good?
I'm gonna have to be quite late. But in terms, I was relating it to like a good persona for Uber because that is exactly who they want. They want somebody who is within that age range, who is a professional, say, that travels a lot, like travels, eats out, buys nice things. So like Uber can be a luxury for some people because they might not be able to always afford to use it as an app. And somebody who eats out is somebody who seems to go out a lot, be out a lot. And that's the exact kind of customer base for Uber, somebody who's always out or needs to be somewhere at some time. And doesn't always carry cash is perfect because Uber operates solely on like credit cards, like Apple Pay and things like that. And ease, that's exactly what Uber offers you, picking up from anywhere you are at any spot, which is ease. You don't have to go and search for a cab company online. You don't have to go walk down for a cab company. You don't have to like hail a black taxi either. You just pick you up right on your doorstep. So I think that's the perfect customer for Uber.
Great, thank you. I'll get back to some of the points you've raised as well. Damien, you've put a thumbs down. Would you like to explain why this particular persona isn't good?
Like I wouldn't say it's not good. It has the basics, but it's not detailed enough for it to pinpoint to anything. So like for example, like occupation works in business, like the business sectors, the people there salary ranges quite a lot as well. So it's like how would they position themselves? That's the most optimal for I mean presumably their ideal customer. What's the price range that let's say a business worker will be willing to spend on a Uber ride, for example, for like that lifestyle. I also would think like travels, eats out, buys nice things. It's also good to understand their travel patterns as well as like maybe certain times, certain years of the day, they might travel more. Then they might that's kind of not too great, but like they might adjust the pricing strategies based on season as well. That could be a thing. And the last thing is doesn't always want to carry cash around. It depends on the country, honestly. Like for UK, most people don't carry cash. Like for example, where I come from, Hong Kong, it's still a very cash-based society. So in a way, Uber is not actually that popular back where I live. So in a way, they might also need to target specific cultures and stuff that works better for them. So yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, Damien. And Denise just put in the chat, generic persona doesn't go into more detail. And I think I'll agree with Denise and Damien and many of the others that put thumbs down, mainly because I think with Nadia, what you were explaining, and because you know the brand, you knew how to explain out this persona. But for if you didn't know the brand, for example, this could lend itself to many other businesses. And I think as Damien said, it's needing to be that bit more specific. Even with a persona, sometimes it's creating a fake name and saying her name is Sally or his name is James, and then an age, and then going a lot more in depth in terms of their occupation, their lifestyles, and their pain point. So, for example, on the next slide, what we see here is something with a bit more detail. So we have their name, Jasmine. Who's Jasmine? We don't know. It's just a random name. We have her age, 28, and their occupation. So here we know that they're a marketing executive and their location is an urban area. So travel and stuff is probably a lot harder. You probably can't get a bus easily. The train probably finishes at 11, like where I live. And what's their pain points? Long waits for taxis because a lot more people are waiting for those very same services. Uncertainty if the taxi will arrive, safety concern, no digital payments, options, lack of control. So when we look at the pain points as well, they were quite specific in how in depth they went into that as well. And how does Uber solve this problem? Again, we can see on-demand app tracking, reviews, transparent pricing, cashless payments, fast arrivals. So with your personas, you want to be quite specific. You almost want to have a person in mind when you are creating it. So that's why this person has a name, Jasmine. You want to have a person in mind when you're creating it. You want to, if you feel like it's too much information, it's probably just it's a good amount of information. So that's how you want to be thinking when you are creating your personas. So on the next slide, essentially you're going to go back out into breakout rooms, and this is where you will utilize the worksheets. So Giovanni's just going to put the worksheet links into the chat right now. Or sorry, into the chat right now. And you'll be broken out into group sessions. And what will happen in this session is that on your worksheet, there's already a scenario, and in your group, you guys will essentially create the persona of that company. So the name, the pain points, what they're like, their occupation. So the things that we've seen before, you essentially create that. And then when you come back into the room, you'll feedback. I'll just ask different groups about what occupation they gave them and why. The age range and why, essentially. So it's just a good exercise to just have you thinking about what needs to go into these personas. So again, you'll be broken out into breakout rooms. I will just find them. So it will essentially be the same rooms again. I'm opening them up all now. If you're all clear on the instructions, just give me a thumbs up before I open the rooms. Let me see. Thumbs up. Okay, great. I'm seeing the thumbs up. So the rooms are being open now. You have 20 minutes to complete this exercise. So yeah, going through the worksheet is quite self-explanatory when you go through it, and being able to come back and explain why you did what you did, essentially.
Oh, true. Can I join the breakout room? 5 or 6, anyone?
Oh yeah, you've already been added.
Yep.
Yeah, I went up. I wanted to read the question.
Oh,
but
On
it
your
was
screen,
obstructed.
does it show? Because on my screen, I can see you. You're supposed to be in group 5, room 5, sorry.
Yeah, I wanted to read the instruction.
Oh, you wanted to read the instructions first?
Yeah, before, yeah, as a group.
Okay, no worries. No worries.
So are you unable to go back in?
Yeah, I can't see her to go back in. And we're only 3 in the group. I think the other person said he's on a journey or something. So
Okay.
yeah.
Let's oh, I don't know how to move you. Okay, let me move you to the wrong room and then I'll move you back.
Okay, yeah, she's back in room 5. I think your screen is enlarged on my end.
Oh, it's too large?
Yeah, like it looks zoomed in. Like
So
Oh.
quick one. In terms of the breakout room, try to keep it a maximum of 3 people, just so that people can get a chance to speak.
Yeah, so that's what it was intended, but I think where Zoom for some reason is making people do it manually.
yeah, it made me do it manually for some odd silly reason. It
'Cause
never,
I did.
this is the first time this has happened.
Giovanni, I'll show you how to get it to basically automatically do it. So you just have to create the groups. You just have to create the breakout rooms, and it would automatically do it.
Yeah, no, usually it's I've like been able to do that before, but I don't know why today it's done this. What room was Sharifa in? 'Cause she just came back into the meeting.
Not sure. Sharif, are you okay? Do you know what room you're in?
I think she needed the link to the worksheet.
Okay.
So
Okay, I'll copy the worksheet
I just sent the link.
to the broadcast.
Yeah, I sent it in the chat.
Okay.
She should have it. I think she's gone into our breakout room now. No worries, no worries.
I think there's a way we can also add it to the breakout room. So let me just, when I broadcast messages, are you guys seeing it?
Yeah, I can see like on my I can see like it says on my screen here it says room will close at 7:45.
Oh, unassigned. What room was Sharifa in? Do you know?
Number one.
Okay, so she's in there now. Okay, great.
Let me.
All right, so let's just go and
Yeah,
float around.
Yeah, float around. Okay.
I'm going to jump into room 1.
Okay.
I'll go into number 3.
I'll go to room 5. Mm. Mhm. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back, guys. Hopefully that was a helpful exercise. Just waiting for everyone to leave their rooms. Welcome back. Hopefully that was a helpful exercise, guys. Everyone should be in the room now. If you're here, just give me a thumbs up so I know you're back. Thanking you, seeing the thumbs ups. Great. Okay, so I hope that was a good session just to have you thinking about what actually it takes to create a persona. I won't go around everyone just because we are running out of time, but I guess I will call upon Aisha to perhaps just skim through. Sorry. You're probably thinking, why am I picking on you? You're the first person I saw. Just to, I guess, speak about how your group found doing that activity and whether it was helpful in terms of having you think about creating a persona.
Okay, so only one person in my group was writing the notes,
Okay.
but we were referencing the first page of the worksheet, and when we looked at the example, which was so a mobile cleaning service for busy professionals, I asked a question saying, what comes to mind when we think of busy professionals? So we're all kind of bouncing around ideas. And we talked about our person being a 39-year-old finance analyst called Jeffrey who works in Liverpool Street and needs that service. I can't remember everything that we said because I don't have the notes in front of me. But I remember thinking that when I tried to put myself in that person's shoes and to understand what their lifestyle is like, it was a bit easier to answer the questions. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much. So just to move on quickly. So our next thing is now you. So on the worksheet, there's a group section and there's an individual section. You don't have to finish it all now if 5 minutes isn't enough time, but just to basically apply all that learning into your own. So what is your persona age? What are their pain points? But just have you thinking a lot more about it. And as I said, you might finish this off this session, which is fine because you can put a lot more thought into it versus the 5 minutes we have here. But we can just reconvene at okay. Do you know what? Okay, sorry, I've just made the executive's decision only because we don't have much time left, and I would like for us to speak more about the questions. So if you guys can ensure that you have this individual task completed as part of your homework as well. As I said, it's just essentially you applying this to your own personal business. So really building out your personas, really building out what their age gap is, what are their pain points, what they're doing, how you will reach them. And then this is something you can go over with your coaches in your sessions. If we're all happy with that, can we just all put a thumbs up so I know we are still engaged? Great. Saw Angel's actual thumb up. Okay, great. Okay, so here are the questions that I have for you. So based off of, I guess, today's sessions, now that you know your target audience, how will you put this in front of them? How would you put your brand in front of them? How has this got you thinking in terms of actually thinking about how to position yourself in front of them? Anyone can raise their hands and just feedback to the group.
I'd like to make a comment on this one, and in particular because I think with businesses, what they would go on most likely is LinkedIn. And what you mentioned, Kemi, was really nice, was what is their language? Like, what is their communication? And perhaps I should be looking at, okay, marketing agencies, SaaS companies, just looking at LinkedIn posts, what common words are coming up, and how can I use that as part of my offer? Or when I reach out to them, for example, via email, when I meet them in networking events, or when I connect them through LinkedIn DMs. And so the first place that I'd like to go to as part of my homework is just looking at LinkedIn, and finding out, okay, what are people talking about in this space, in the sales space, but also in the tech and marketing industry. Pick out like keywords, and then make sure that I'm communicating the same language as they are. And also, one thing that I didn't do that I'd like to focus on is the persona. I had a rough idea on the industries, but I didn't really have an idea on the persona. I mean, I was targeting, let's say, founders, chief revenue officer, perhaps even sometimes HR because I need sales training. But this is very like generic, and perhaps I could target someone even from my like mutual connections on LinkedIn and send them a DM from that. So that, yeah, it's been great. Thank you.
Great, Bella. And I think what you said is so key. I think particularly when we're dealing with things like social media, algorithm is such a thing. And knowing the kind of language that people use, it will almost create like an algorithm. So if I'm constantly looking at, I don't know, a specific type of high heel, if you're then able to pick out that keyword, your brand will probably come in front of me because that's all I'm selling. So I think what you said there is really key as well. Does anybody else want to share how what they learned will now have you thinking about how you put yourself in front of your target audience? Natalie, I can see your hand up.
I was thinking sometimes people don't know what their problem is, and like actually even like kind of get, or like we know with our business, we know kind of what the issue is, but maybe it isn't an issue to it, maybe the customer doesn't view it as an issue. So maybe if we, well, when you're marketing, you can be a little sneaky with it. You can tell them that it is an issue. For example, one of my things is that I want to reduce screen time. So even saying, like the minute you're past 2 hours of screen time per day, that is an issue. At telling them, kind of redirecting their focus onto their issue, and then they see your app or like product as the solution to that. And if it's an issue they haven't really focused on before, but you tell them that it is an issue, kind of psychological minefield of games. So like in a way you can market through that.
Great, thank you, Natalie. Vivian?
Yes, so I remember in the beginning when I was trying to brainstorm with a target audience, and I tried to pitch it to someone, and then they told me that there's not a strong enough business case for it. So it is, I obviously it was a problem that I was struggling with individually, and people that I spoke to within my circle, they related to the problem. But I guess when it came to speaking to like organizations and they're saying this is not a huge problem for us, it made me realize that, it made me try to look into a target, like a big target audience that actually struggle with something on a bigger level for the business idea. So that's something I wanted to share.
Great, thank you so much, Vivian. Damien, I can see your hand up.
Hi. In a way, I also want to share like my thoughts on it. So in a way, I feel like by kind of like putting yourself as a persona can really help, in a way, very common sensely almost show how you can approach your target audience. So in a way, since mine is like aspiring content creators or maybe even established content creators, in a way it's by putting yourself into their foot, it's like you can figure out like where do they go, where do they make their content, where do they stream their content. So for me, it's a lot of on Twitch. A lot is on Twitch live streaming platform. And for me to even dug even deeper is maybe to potentially join the community and try to establish yourself as a artist or as a creator of yourself, and maybe not target the content creator itself, but target the audience in a way. So I know, so yeah, putting yourself into the mindset of your target audience, I think will naturally guide you to where the customers will eventually shows up, I guess.
That is so true. Oh, sorry about that. That's so true. And thank you so much for that insight as well. And I think one thing that I'd like to pick out that you all have said in many ways is the need to also validate your personas. So, and that's where actually putting it in front of people comes. Because, for example, all of this drafting of the persona, it's an assumption we're making about our target audience, but we really don't know what it is that they want and how they want it until we present them with our solution. And that's why, based off of where you think they'll be, the various platforms you've just identified, it's the need to just move. And I think that's the whole concept of this program, just pushing you guys into action and having you just test it out. And then validating your theory, or actually realizing maybe not so much in this way. So that's why I said here, are you successfully targeting your audience? What does your data show? Essentially, when I'm talking about data, we're thinking about how much engagement are you getting off of your social media posts? Are you on the right platform? If there isn't as much engagement, is it that the post isn't as much, or are you on the wrong space? Like, essentially, that kind of data will have you know whether you are presenting your business in the right way and to the right people as well. I think Indigo has said, let me just read out what she said in the chat. There are two types of key customers, those that are problem aware and know the solutions they are looking for, and those who are problem aware but don't know what the solution is. How you market to both differs, and that's so true. And I think that speaks a lot to what Nasi was just saying as well, in terms of telling people you have a screen time problem. And Indigo has given us Daniel Precy as someone to look at in terms of content. And as we are coming towards the end, just some homework that I have for you guys, and we'll put it in the WhatsApp chat as well. But it's essentially put your personas to the test. So this week, challenge yourself to create a survey or hold a focus group for 20 people. The more data, the more people, the better, essentially. The more valid it makes the concept. And essentially put before them your business idea and see if the outcome you desire is what you get from it, essentially, and document your findings. So assess how this matches against your assumptions, and also see where they come from. So did you find them on Twitter? Did you find them on LinkedIn? Did you find them on Twitch? Like, where would you find them? And based on what you've learned, create a plan on how you'll successfully reach them. And again, think outside the box. You know, oftentimes when we think of social media, our first cue is Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. But what are the other forms of social media you can present your idea to your audience? For example, places like Reddit, just various platforms that there is a big group of people there that will still provide you with solutions that you need as well. So I guess my charge is think outside the box when it comes to that as well. So we have 2 more minutes, and in that 2 more minutes, we just ask for some feedback. So Gio is just going to put in the chat a feedback link in now, just for you guys to fill out. Essentially, let us know how you found the session, if it was helpful. I think he's just putting it in the chat now. But whilst he's doing that, I'd just like to say, if you haven't booked in your sessions, your one-to-one sessions, please book them in. And as I said, in regards to the one-to-one sheets, no, in regards to the worksheet, please complete your individual task in there, which is about building your own personal persona for your business as well. And that is something you can go through with your coach, and you guys can break it up some more in terms of strategizing. And I know we didn't speak much about the validating of your personas, but that's something that will happen in the next session. So it will all tie in together as well. I can see that Natalie has raised her hand, wasn't Natalie? Oh no, accident. Aisha,
Sorry.
you have your hands raised. That
I had a quick question. If me and my mentor decided on a date already, do I have to book the time again, or is
No,
it okay?
no, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
Thank
You have your session booked, it's fine. This is just for people who haven't booked in their sessions just yet. Have we all been able to access the feedback form? I can see, Bella, you've got your hand up.
Yes, I'm not sure if it's just for me, but I've had this problem for the second time. One, it's asking me again for like my participant ID, my full name, my email, and then for me to do everything from the worksheet again. But the feedback form itself is not appearing. Like, I'm not sure if you can see, sorry, it says blurry filter on, but I need to do the group activity all over again on my phone, and then perhaps then it's going to go for the feedback, but it's a super long process to get to the feedback stage.
Okay, thank you for letting us know. So what we'll do is perhaps tomorrow we will have that sorted and then put it in the WhatsApp and send out emails with forms that are just a lot easier for you to get to the next stage with. Yes, so in that case, as I said, we will send out the notes. I tried to write to get to the feedback, but it didn't say if. Okay, yeah. So we'll send out the forms again to you guys via WhatsApp and via Outlook, because it seems like everyone's having a similar issue. But I really hope today's session was helpful for you guys. I hope it had you guys thinking about your personas, your audiences. And for those who already have your target audiences created, I hope it's either one, validated that you're doing it right, two, helped you communicate better your audience and their problem and how you solve it, and also had you thinking about creative ways to also reach them outside of perhaps what you're doing already. So thank you all, and I hope you have a great evening. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Kemi.
you.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Kemi.
you.
Bye.
Thank you very
Good
much.
night.
Bye.